Let's have a look at skin grading solutions from photoLUT. photoLUT skin grades come in two different versions, as Photoshop Actions and Lightroom or Camera Raw profiles. Let's take a look at Photoshop Actions first. The set contains general grades as well as so-called functional looks. The whole magic is not in the action itself, but in a correction layer, so-called lookup table. The action itself doesn't do much. It runs only one single line that calls out the lookup table. The Lookup Adjustment layer already has all the necessary corrections. It targets only a pretty narrow range of tones, and generally it doesn't affect any colors that are not anyhow related to skin tones. For instance, it's not going to affect saturated red, pink or rose colors. While general grades are made to even out skin tones, make them more consistent throughout the range of different photos, functional looks will target a certain skin tone problem. For example, if you shoot portraits in nature, you can be getting these green and yellow reflections from foliage. In this case, you can use a specific look to remove green and yellow hues from skin. Keep in mind that you can always change the opacity of any given grade. It's also very common that sometimes in shadow areas skin tones get very cold, and in this case we have a massive variety of very different skin tones ranging from blue to orange to yellow and even green. In this case you can use backlight color correction or warmer white balance. This warmer white balance generally affects skin tones and colors that are close to skin tones. If you compare it to the regular white balance tool, you will see that it affects the entire range of colors as well as brightness of the image. photoLUT lookup table, on the contrary, does not affect lightness. It will have the highest impact on the skin tones and gradually decrease in colder tones and more saturated colors. If you feel like some tones are still too cold, you can add yet one more layer on top. You can invert a mask and unmask it only where you feel it is necessary. As I mentioned before, you can always decrease the opacity of the layer if you feel the grade is a little bit too strong. There is also a variety of other different functional looks. You can reduce skin contrast to give it a creamy look, darken highlights, give it a tan, darken skin, or lighten, saturate skin, or desaturate skin. There is also a similar set for Adobe Camera Raw and Lightroom. These looks come as profiles. Here you can also change the amount of each grade.